Let's talk about looks maxing and how looks maxing can directly impact and positively impact your ability to be able to be more professional. Why do you need to be more professional? Because the more professional you act and conduct yourself in, the more prepared you are to actually be successful in your profession. So we talked about it in another video. I talked about wearing slacks, wearing a polo, being dressed for success, because you want to make sure that you stay interview ready, right? Especially when you have the job, you want to make sure that you stay professionally ready. But as you're applying for jobs and getting ready for jobs, you need to just dress for the job as if you're already hired each and every single day. Especially for those of you who don't have a high school diploma, you don't have your GED. I'm working in a community that has a 50% high school GED equivalent achievement rate, right? A human development index of 3.08 in the Florence Firestone community. 7% of the people have a bachelor's degree. Muchas personas que hablan español solamente o prefiero hablar en español, pero necesito hablar en español y inglés. Es necesario. No hablo en español 2 meses o 2 años ago, pero es necesario para mi empleo. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to speak and act as professional as I need to be. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I started wearing full suits in November. And right now it is April 3rd. Okay. So I'm not sure when you're going to see this video, but I was dressing for that and I got a job March 2nd. So in that gap, in that opportunity, I just said, I'm going to dress for the success that I want to have. And I wasn't sure what the job was going to be. I didn't have the direct connections. I was emailing people, trying to get employed to the best of my ability. And I reached out to over 120 people via email for 4 months. Only 20 probably replied back and said something as simple as good luck. So, people were trying to make connections and make opportunities. I knew presidents of universities still couldn't get a job at the university. I knew the Secretary of Education, and it was like, yeah, I wish you the best. But they were dismantling the Department of Education. So it's like, what are we going to do? I have to pivot. I have to pivot from one job to another. And so a lot of you may have to pivot jobs. But the most important thing is you need to pivot your mindset. And you need to start dressing for success. We talked about the 2 steps that you need to take in order to start embodying professionalism in the other video. So I wish you well in being able to review those, but I want you to embody those more than anything else. And so when you start dressing for success, you start showing up early to the job. You're showing up early 15 minutes ago, and then 15 minutes early, because it's to be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. You start understanding that your identity needs to shift, and your identity needs to shift professionally for you to start thinking in ways that represent excellence and excellence only. You need to look like the success that you need to have by dressing the entire months in advance while you're still seeking employment and employment opportunities. You need to stop just doing the same thing and expecting different results. So if you've been applying online for months, you need to look at government programs like the High Road Training Partnerships that exist in cities across the nation. This is a time that you lean on the government programs, because government programs have always been there to help people and help them achieve the American dream. Don't think you're too good. If you went to public school, you were on a government program. You went to public school. That's a government program. Oh my God, that's a video by itself. I have a master's in education, and I'm trying to tell people right now how you don't need to get 2 degrees to make what I make. If you want to get to a $25, $30, or $35 job, what you really need to do is embody an identity that is tied to success in the professional realm. It requires you to put yourself into an attire. It requires you to show up early. And so how does that relate to looks maxing as being an opportunity for professional advancement? Today I went to a hiring fair, and I said, before I go to the hiring fair, let me shave my head. Let me shave my face, and let me get ready. And I had the realization that I do this maybe every 2 or 3 days, but being able to shave my head and then keep it in a well-groomed space on a consistent basis, especially doing a full shave 2-3 times a week, I'm able to go and meet people and I'm looking my best. So by looks maxing and making sure that I am putting on my sunscreen, I'm shaving my head, I'm lining up my goatee, I'm wearing my polo, I've been working out consistently so my figure looks muscular, it looks great, right? Like I look good in the polo. I've been losing weight to make sure, well, losing fat, building muscle, making sure that I'm putting my body into the best position. It looks good, it feels good, I'm fueled up. And what I mean by fueled up is I ate 3 eggs, I ate a bowl of oatmeal, I ate a banana, and then I ate some yogurt, and then I had a cup of coffee, and then I headed out to that hiring fair. So as I was shaking hands with different people at the United States Postal Service hiring fair over on Central and in Florence, and I'm over there meeting and talking with the administrative assistant and HR, they're like, okay, this guy's in a full suit. I got just the polo on right now, but I had the suit on. The polo was buttoned up. You know, I'll button it up one hand, no problem right now. And by being able to button it up one hand all the way, they were able to look at me and say, this guy is well-groomed. He's professional. I'm speaking the same way that I'm speaking to you now, maybe a little less intense. I was like, hi, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. Okay, great. Absolutely, Sarah. You're fantastic. No, yes, absolutely. Right? Say yes, not yeah. Speak professionally. And I instantly, while walking in, got more attention. And when she thought I was just an applicant, I instantly was able to take her attention away from the other 6 people that were there walking in t-shirts and jeans. And I live in Los Angeles. So many people just wear t-shirts and jeans for everything. I know it's cool in tech, just wear your black t-shirt and wear your jeans. That's cool. But if you're looking for a job, stop trying to look cool and fit in like you already been working there for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years. You need to look like you're hungry, ready, and willing to work. Put on a full suit, button up your shirt, be well-groomed, and work out every single day. Body weight is enough if you can't afford a gym membership. I'm working out at the crib, at the house. Looks maxing from putting on lotion on my face, washing my face, brushing my teeth, flossing my teeth, shaving, and putting on professional clothes. And because I was wearing a suit everywhere I went, I eventually went to an event in January. And in that event in January, wearing a full suit, and I spoke up at a workshop. Someone said, yo, you would be great for this opportunity that we have. I interviewed with them in February, was hired by March, and I've been wearing a full suit since November, before that event was even on my radar. And today I'm able to make partnerships, opportunities in the Florence Firestone community here in Los Angeles on behalf of other people. I'm getting other people hired now. God is so good that he says, look, you've been looking for a job. Here is one, because you've been dressed, ready, and preparing months before I even knew the opportunity existed, before the grant was even distributed. And now I have the blessing and opportunity of helping other people get a job. So this is what I want you to do, is get a job. If you've been unemployed, you haven't been able to find a job, and you're looking for one, identify high road training partnerships, put on a full suit, dress professionally every single freaking day, go get you a polo, and know that if you don't have access to one, you can go to the Salvation Army, you can go to Goodwill, you can go to a local nonprofit in your community. Especially if you live in a major city with over 500,000 people in it, they have resources at different nonprofits to fund you. LA has over 180,000 nonprofits that would love to get you professional clothes, and you wear those suckers even if you gotta wash them twice a week. That's how you do it. Looks maxing becomes a new identity of your professional success when you dress your best. It's Professor Miles, man. I love you. God bless you. I wish you well.